They were learning from their teacher, Mary Gibbs, and were unsuspecting of the nightmare that was about to unfold. The 6 students and teacher had their classroom stormed by strange men with a sawn-off shotgun on October 6, 1972, and the men dragged the teacher and her students out of the schoolhouse and into a red van.Faraday is 116 kilometres west of Melbourne and now the notorious schoolhouse where the children and teacher were abducted is for sale. Kidnappers Edwin, Eastwood and Robert Boland left a note at the schoolhouse threatening to kill the students and teacher unless they were paid $1 million. The victims were driven away in the red van to the middle of nowhere. On the evening of the kidnapping, the Victorian government told the kidnappers they would pay the ransom, but actually had other ideas. The Minister for Education at the time, who later became the Victorian Premier, Lindsay Thompson, got in a car and was driven to the kidnappers by the Assistant Commissioner of Police, who was posing as Thompson's driver. The Assistant Commissioner was armed and another police officer was hiding under a blanket in the back of a car with a rifle. Thompson waited for the kidnappers to collect the ransom that evening but they never came. In the early hours of the next morning the kidnappers told the teacher they were going to get the ransom, and while they were gone, Ms. Gibbs managed to break the door down with her leather boots and she escaped in the dark with the children. The clumsy kidnappers were then arrested by Victoria police officers. The schoolhouse, where the children and teacher were abducted, was built in 1869 and is one of 2 granite schoolhouses in Victoria. Great real estate heritage property consultant Dominic Romeo said despite the eerie history, the schoolhouse catered to people with a strong appetite for historic buildings. We've had very strong interest but people aren't at all interested in the kidnapping, he said. The schoolhouse sits on a 9,200 square metre property and is being marketed around the mid-$500 range. There are 3 dwellings on the property and Mr. Romeo said people could use the schoolhouse for tours or accommodation.